What's going on? Welcome back to your Facebook ads training. What we're going to do inside of this video is walk you through what your number one goal with Facebook ads is. And the reason this is important is anytime you go to complete an action inside of your business, it's important to understand the outcome you're attempting to achieve there. Let me get my pen all set up and ready to go. There we go. It's important to understand the outcome you're attempting to achieve. And so a lot of people, they don't really understand what Facebook ads are all about. And so we want to explain it to you in this video. A lot of people think that their number one goal with Facebook ads is to get a buyer, is to get a sale, or to make money. That's what they think the goal with Facebook ads is, but that's not actually the case.
A little delusional.
Yeah, the real purpose of you going out and placing an ad on Facebook, it is not to get a buyer. It is not to get a sale. It's not even to make money. The real goal with your ad on Facebook is actually to get a lead. To get a lead. Now, the question is, what is a lead? You might be brand new to internet marketing, so let's explain what a lead is for a second. Essentially, when we talk about a lead inside of this training, what we're talking about is an email subscriber. So, you know, inside of the, by now, you most likely have your very own system where you're driving traffic to a lead capture page, a page that's designed to get an email. Now, today, the world has changed a little bit. You know, when we first got started in internet marketing back in 2008, the only kind of lead was an email address. Today, you can now have a fan page that has fans on it. And those are kind of like leads. You can now have, you know, your personal friends on Facebook. Those are kind of like leads, but they haven't. The difference between a fan on Facebook or a friend on Facebook and a real lead, an email subscriber, the difference between those two is that an email subscriber has actually requested information from you. They requested access to your sales presentation. So they've gone from just, I like this person, or I can be friends with this person, to I want information from this person, and they're crossing a little invisible threshold where they're going one level deeper with you in your business relationship. And so an email lead, right?
And I was going to say, you might be thinking, well, Landon, it's like the point of all this is to have someone pull out their credit card and buy. But what you really got to understand is before people buy with money, before people pull out their credit card and purchase, they pay with their attention. They pay with their email first. And that's why we're going to really narrow down what the true goal of Facebook ads is. And if you want to dive in.
Yeah, absolutely. See, because here's the power, right? So an email lead, let's imagine for a second, you go on Facebook, you place your very first ad. Someone clicks on your ad, right? Here's your ad on Facebook. Someone goes and they click on your ad. They arrive at your landing page, your lead capture page, where you ask for their email address. They arrive on this page, they enter in their email address, and you've got a lead, right? Imagine that for a second. Well, now what happens is this lead now goes on to what we call your list. An email list in your entire business is actually your email list. This actually is your business.
Your asset.
The number one asset that you have in your business is your email list. An email list is the same kind of asset as owning homes, right? You know, like, and I'll give an example. And obviously, it's different. You know, a home is a physical thing. It's different. But I'll just let me explain what I mean for a second. So there are people who invest in real estate. You might be a person who invests in real estate. You probably know someone who does. And essentially, they go out and they purchase a house with the goal of renting out this house to a person, right? And they get rent from that person every single month. Well, just like this is an asset, our email list is an asset in the exact same way, because today, me and Saves can send out an email to our list, to our email leads. We can send out an email and make money anytime we want.
Have thousands and thousands of people read it.
Have thousands of people read our email, go to our website, and purchase our products anytime we want. So it's kind of like every single lead you generate, think of it not as just a lead, but think of it as kind of a micro little house that each little person is paying rent.
A micro asset.
It's a micro asset, every single lead. And when you generate a lot of leads, it goes from being a micro asset to a big asset. This asset, this email list, pays me the kind of money that doctors and lawyers make. And it's just it's just leads. And now, obviously, the lead is a real human, right? It's not just a number. It's a person. It's a soul. It's someone who could purchase from you at any time, right? So it could be your next best friend. It could be someone who eventually works for you. It could be a potential client. Like, there's a lot of possibilities in your email.
Powerful. And I was going to say, you know, these are people. Like sometimes we get into the math of Facebook ads. We get into the math of marketing. We kind of look at units and stuff like that. These are people with desires.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
they have questions, they have desires, they have fears, and really the list is truly the asset. It's a living, breathing thing that will carry with you for the rest of your life.
Yep. And so essentially, here's your goal, right? Your goal. Imagine a world where you want to make money online, and everyone watching this, your goal is a little bit different. If you aren't clear on that yet, I would think about that for a little bit. What's your goal? Is your goal, to just treat this as like a part-time gig where you're making a few extra $100 a month, and that's fine, and you get to attend the events, and you're hanging out socially, and you're having a blast, and you're in a thriving community? Is that the goal, or is the goal here to be a full-time internet marketer, right? To where this is your career, to where this is what you're doing. If you look at that, right, what is your goal? If you want to be a full-time internet marketer, and you want this to be your career, to where this is what you do, your goal is to build a list as big as humanly possible. Because the bigger your list and the better the relationship you have with your list, which is kind of a topic we'll talk about in other training courses, but the bigger your list, the more money you are going to make. And so our goal with Facebook ads, it is not to spend $1 on ads and make $5 in return. Even though today, me and Stace, after doing this for years, that's what we do. On average, every single time we spend $1 on ads, we instantly make back in between $3, $5, and sometimes as much as $10 in return instantly. It's literally like a little ATM for me and Stace where you put $1 in and $10 comes back out.
That wasn't
That's a
always
really
like
magical thing, right? It's a magical thing, and that's not even our goal. Our goal is just to generate a lead, right? It's just to generate a lead, and this is a byproduct of focusing on generating leads and providing value. And so the goal is not to spend $1 and make $5 in return. The goal is just to generate a lead. In fact, our goal for you is this. Our goal for you is this, is that you're able to do this. You're able to spend $1 on Facebook ads and make back $1 in return. To spend $1 to make $1. And you might look at that like it doesn't make a lot of sense. It's like, it looks like I'd be better off not spending any money on Facebook ads, but spending $1 to make $1. I'm just breaking even. Why would I want to do that? Well, here's why. See, your list has there's two values in your list. There's what you make back from the list instantly. There's kind of your instant return on spending money on Facebook ads. There's instant, right? Some people, they watch the sales presentation right away. They pull out their credit card and buy right away. There's the instant income that you make from generating that lead. But this income here, the instant income, is small in comparison to income number 2 that you make from the lead, which is the long term, long-term asset of having that lead on your list for years. We have people who have been on our list for 2 or 3 years who buy products from us today.
It's kind of like list equity. We haven't really used that word.
I like that.
But as when a lead comes in, they have a certain amount of equity within themselves and within the relationship that you have. And the more you follow up with your list, the more you build that relationship, the equity of these leads actually increase over time, just like an investment in real estate.
Yeah, just like that. And not a lot of people are teaching Facebook ads in this way.
Yeah.
And that's because they don't really get it, right? This is the real goal. Because here's the reality. Imagine a world where you go on Facebook, you place that ad, you spend $1 on advertising, and instantly in return you make $1 back. And it might not. When we say instant, we're really talking about within about 30 days, right? Yeah. We're not talking instant. But let's say that within about 30 days of placing that ad,
sometimes it
does
happen.
But that's kind of, when we talk about the instant, we're talking about from day 1 to 30, and then anything after that is kind of a long-term play with the leads. But imagine a world where you're spending $1 on ads and you're making $1 in return. Well, what does that give you the ability to do?
Build a list as
massive
as you can for free.
Essentially, you are now, every lead that you generate is now what, Stace?
Free,
right? So you look at it and you're like, okay, I'm spending $1 to make $1. I'm breaking even. But that's not what's actually happening. What's actually happening is you're building this list, this asset, where you can email that list as often as you want and make money as often as you want. You're generating that entire thing for freaking free.
I love it. Let that sit for a sec.
More powerful than having the ability to do that. Big corporations, they actually spend money on
They
advertising.
lose money.
They lose money on the front end.
Yeah.
You are actually doing something more powerful to have more capability than some of the biggest corporations in the world.
And in the beginning, don't
Yeah.
worry about losing a little bit of money
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
first few phases here. I remember, when we started, our goal was just to get leads. And we spent a little bit more money than we do now to get leads.
Exactly.
Do you remember your first lead? How much did you spend to get
and
that?
we'll talk obviously a lot more
Yeah.
about the goals and the lead cost and what you're looking for. But yeah,
Yeah.
my first lead was probably $100 to $200. So it might not be the very first ad you ever place where you're spending $1 to make $1.
Yeah.
It's a skill set that you develop. This is kind of just your goal over time. It may take you 2 or 3 ads to where all of a sudden you're getting leads and you're breaking even.
it can
But
happen
this is
faster
the
than you
goal.
think. Yeah.
When you get here, all of a sudden, let's imagine a world where you're spending $10 a day on ads and you're making $10 a day in return. After a little while of doing it, you've got it kind of figured out. You're spending $10 a day, you're making $10 a day in return. Well, guess what you can now do? You can then now start spending $100 a day and making $100 a day. And all of those leads you're generating, you are getting for free. So you might have went from getting 3 leads a day for free to 30 leads a day for free.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden your list grows bigger and bigger each month, and to where all of a sudden you send out an email out to your list and you have 100 people watch your sales presentation and 3 buy from leads you generated months ago.
Yeah.
This is true. Doing the work one time and making money from that for months and months and months and sometimes even years and years. Your real asset in this business is not having the ability to spend $1 and make $5. Even though, like we said, me and States, on average, that's what happens for us because we've been doing this for a little
We'll
while.
teach you. We'll
And
teach you how to
teach
get
you
there.
exactly how to get there. But the real goal here is just to be able to generate a lead, because the real power in your business is that lead. That is your asset as an internet marketer. That is your business. This is what allows you to do the things that mean saves. For example, I'll give you an example. I launched a new business in May of last year. In May of last year, I joined a business and I launched it to my email list. I didn't spend $1 on advertising.
And you had some list equity.
I had
right?
some list equity. I could build some relationships. I had an email list, right? So I emailed out my list about this launch. And guess what happened in 30 days during that launch? It was actually 14. It was a 14-day launch, not even 30. In a 14-day launch, I made 33 grand. That is more money than I used to make in an entire year, working 40 hours a week, being miserable at Yellowbook. I made in 14 days, in 2 weeks, without spending a dime on advertising.
Yeah.
How does that happen? It's because I had a list. So if you can just generate leads here, the world is so big and so magnificent for you. And that's what Facebook ads is all about. That's what this training is all about. It's all about helping you generate leads. And over time, guess what? You're going to get really, really good to where all of a sudden you are spending $1 and you're making $5 back instantly in return. And you're actually profitable on generating the leads. The leads aren't just free anymore. You're making money when you generate them. And
I wish I had this advice when I was diving into this.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning, it was like, man, I'm not getting an immediate return. And if I had this mindset going in, it would have been it would have cracked open the potential for where I could have gone.
Exactly. Because even imagine a world where, let's say I built that list and I wasn't even spending $1 to make $1 to build that list. I was spending $1 to make 0, right? I was getting 0 sales while generating the list instantly in return. And then all of a sudden I go and do a launch to that list and make 33 grand in 14 days. That's the power of having an email list. And we are going to show you exactly how to build one. And our goal for you, again, is just to generate a lead, right?
Yeah.
Your very first lead.
And celebrate it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Your very first lead might cost you $100,
Yeah.
and you make nothing in return. Our goal is just for you to generate a lead. So our first goal is get a lead.
Right.
Goal number 2 is to be able to get a lead for free, essentially breaking even on your advertising. And then goal number 3 is to get paid to get a lead. Right now, you're probably in phase 1, which is just get a lead, right? It's just to go out there, spend money. It might be 15. It's just to get a lead.
Then pat yourself on the back, because that's a huge win.
It's one of the
huge
biggest
accomplishment
wins you can ever possibly have. Look, the reality is 95% of internet marketers never in their entire career generated self-branded lead. So even if your first lead costs you $100 to generate, you freaking did it. And we'll
Yep.
talk more about these phases in upcoming videos. We just wanted to paint for you a vision to where you know what the goal is.
Yeah.
The goal is to build your list as big as possible. So if you're out there and you're spending money on advertising, you're spending $10 a day and you're making $10 a day in return, now you can scale it to 20 a day, 30 a day, 50 a day, and you can just keep scaling and get this list, right?
Mhm.
This big pond, this big list. Get this thing as big as you possibly can. Then all of a sudden you send out emails and you're making money. Beautiful thing. This is true inbox money.
Yep.
It's true freedom, and we're going to show you how to get it using Facebook ads. See you guys in the next video.
Yeah. See you then.